Let's see. Just back to the... let's see, back to this. Yeah, maybe I just go for a Ranger build in general, because Ranger I feel like would be the way to do it. Let's see, so yeah, Wander, how's your mental health okay? There are people who absolutely love being YouTubers and even break down only doing a video or even daily. Weekly or daily. Let's see. Yeah. How do you not burn out and do you not take a lot of breaks? So, I'll admit, I'm not going to say it's necessarily been tenuous over the last year, but the last year has definitely been a lot harder in terms of, like... How would I even put it? I guess... Not keeping stable, because it's not like I've been unstable per se, it's just a matter of, like, this past year has been brutal in terms of, like, mental health and some other things. And I think it also, it varies in a lot of different ways. Let's see, do I just grab that? Sure. I should probably try, like, a full-on nuker build, because I think that could be kind of fun. Yeah, so every New Game Plus gives you a segment, but also makes the enemies harder. That's fine. As long as I'll be able to move towards, as long as I'll potentially be able to move towards having, like, Mega Snake that is Nuker and Ranger. Or, like, full-on Enchanter Nuker. Or something like that. But yeah, being locked indoors for a whole year has been kind of rough. And I think a lot of it just kind of has to do with more of a faith in humanity thing than a, like, boy, I don't like being indoors all the time. Because I'm actually pretty chill with the situation that I've been in, which is just, like, hang out at home and do work. Let's see, Minion Master Snake. It ranks as, in terms of things I'd like to try. Let's grab this. I'll switch my parts out, but for the most part, I just want to have a bunch of segments first. Well, we have no build. And we go from there. Let's see. But no, my mental health, I think, was pretty fine up until about February of this year, which is odd, because, you know, that's when things in the world generally started getting better. But specifically on my own end, I don't know what happened with YouTube, but I've gone from... Let's see. I mean, admittedly, like, August is not necessarily, like, the best example. But, like, last August, I hit 4 million monthly views for the first time. Alright, what do we got? A bonus as long as you have an enchanter. That's pretty good. AoE is pretty good. I'm gonna go reinforce and grab an enchanter, because I think we're gonna want one anyway. Okay. What was I gonna say? But yeah, so last August and the August before I'd hit 4 million, 2019 was an incredibly good year for... Yeah, 2019 was a really good year for me. End of 2019, I don't know if the algorithm changed or my channel changed or people changed or something. I mean, honestly, I guess 2020 is what it is. But at least on the YouTube end of things, my videos have been underperforming lately. And this year, especially, like, I never really dropped below the 2.5 million mark. And I am, like, just below it, and I've been just kind of in this, like, really weird, awkward state of just, like, I don't like this, but I'm not, like, desperate enough to change yet. And so I've been trying to find, like, different ways of... let's see, making my content work. Let's grab a scout just for, once again, extra oomph. Oh. And so, what I've been doing specifically to kind of offset this, because yeah, I'm working even more than I usually would, is I've started to mix, like, more content styles, if that makes sense. So one of the things that I've been doing, I mean, obviously, you notice I'm playing, you know, let's see. I've been playing, I think, games a little bit more willfully. One of the biggest issues that I was running into, that I think was wrecking me the most, was the sense that when I play a game, there's almost kind of that desire to finish it. And I think I'm not going to move away from that entirely, but like finishing games I think is the hardest part of the job for me. And I think that's probably like the first step that I'm going to move towards in terms of like changing the channel without changing it too much, is that like only finish a couple of things because it's better for me that way. There we go. This is a nice big snake. I like the sheer variety and amount of games you make videos on. Yeah. And one of the other things that has changed drastically is the games industry has expanded tremendously, especially indie games. So like, the amount of games that I'm given is just above and beyond what it used to be. So like, I have a giant list of games that I need to cover that I've been given access to relatively recently. You know, Necromunda. What's another one? Shoot. Ultimatum is really good. Blessing is good, but let's go for Ultimatum. Let's see. We have a Chronomancer. Let's grab both of the archers. We're just going full firepower and go from that. Anyway. So I'm not stressing it as much in terms of, like, finishing games. Like, if it's a game I really like, I'll play it in a weekend. And if it takes longer than that, I don't really know. Then I'll just kind of figure it out. So, like, I really liked Lobotomy Corporation from last night. I really want to do a full series on that game. But it's also, like, upwards of 80 hours long if you... well, I mean, if you want to see everything. And, like, that's tough. That's a lot of effort. And it's not necessarily a lot of effort that I'm not willing to put in. But it's still just like, ooh. And so, like, that might be the kind of thing that I just finish really slowly. Might even take a year. And then I eventually just put it up as, like, some kind of mega series. Meh. I hope you have fun with it. It is a ton of fun. Kind of want to play more of it tonight, but I also don't want to stay up until, like, stupid late o'clock. So I'd probably rather just make it like a Friday night thing. Just Friday night, play a couple hours of the Lobotomy Corporation. Ooh. There we go. I need some more chain shots. At least I've got a couple. I think it's really just the rogue, tragically. But yeah, if I can get the archer perk that makes it so my my shots have a chance to kind of chain from enemies. Oh, wait, no, maybe not. The thing is, long games always get way too repetitive. That's the one that gets me. Is that I like long games, but rarely do they have the mechanical density. Let's see. Yeah, rarely do they have the mechanical density to really keep me there for longer than maybe 20, 30 hours. And even then, a lot of games just tend to lose me. You know, if your combat system is one note and doesn't change, you know, if you see the extent of character customization within 5 hours of a game, and the game itself is like 30 hours long, it's just kind of like, okay, this isn't gonna work. I need to kill this guy. And so it's like, it can work with certain games where the story is just that compelling. But in a lot of other games, it's just kind of like, I don't know. Lose interest. Like, I really have the itch to play a Persona game again. Extra AoE damage, extra curse duration. Ooh. Let's probably go Intimidation, because no matter what, that's going to be useful. What's an example of a game that is super mechanically dense? Huh. Interesting question. Okay, let's figure some things out. Chronomancer I want to keep. I think I'm going to sell the wizard to get a cannoneer, because I think the cannoneer is going to be amazing. Let's see. Plague Doctor would certainly be fascinating. Let's see. Dual Gunner is good stuff. Now, where are we at on Ranger? Okay, I'm going to sell that. So now we're maxed out on Ranger. Let's see, get another level on Hunter. Now, do I want a fairy? What do we even have? Because we've got a mage enchanter and a healer. I don't know, maybe I just own this, go from there. Cleric is a decent healer, especially if we get it up to level 3, which is going to be soon. Yeah, I'm just going to go for this. But games that are super mechanically dense. I mean, kind of sort of Factorio would be an okay example. Mainly just because the way Factorio works is like... every time you like reach a stage in the game, it adds like a bunch of new steps that almost completely change how the game works. Like, I still don't understand how nuclear power works in that game because I've never bothered to learn because I'm so busy with so many other things, plus modding, plus a bunch of other things. A lot of roguelikes can be very mechanically dense. That gives them a lot more longevity, but only good ones. So for example, I played a game yesterday called Until We Die, which is a roguelike based fairly similarly. Let's see. I mean, Saboteur is great, but I think it's probably a little too late for that. I don't know. Oh, I forgot we have 2 Forcers here. Right, the Barrager. Oh, the Barrager is really good. Alright, we now have Cleric level 3. That's amazing. Alright, there we go. Let's see. So I played a roguelike yesterday called Until We Die, where it's like Kingdom, where you're effectively defending a central structure, your kind of central camp. And the idea of it is really cool, but the game itself lacks enough, like, build and run diversity and randomization to really keep you there longer than maybe, like, 3 runs and then you're bored. Because there's nothing more to it. It's just like, oh, do I pick this upgrade this time, or do I pick this upgrade this time? And, you know, that can work for a game that runs kind of long, where it's like, okay, having that limited diversity means, like, okay, sure, this time I'm going to build Titus as a white mage just for the hell of it. And so you can kind of do a little bit of diversity and, like, make your subsequent Final Fantasy X playthroughs feel different without feeling, you know, terribly different. Carver would be neat, but I'm deep in where I'm at. Conjurer, like, we should do a Conjurer run with this at some point. Let's see, another Hunter level. Another Archer level. Another Barrager level. I think? No, that's just another Barrager. The reactors are easy to use once you use the program block. Auto shifts coolant to low. Interesting. I mean, truly, like, it's just a matter of some playthrough I'm going to do of Factorio. I'm just going to sit down and be like, today's nuclear power day. Got it. Okay. Got spooky. Yeah, blues are not exactly my cup of tea here. Let's see. Extra healing? No, here we go. Oh. Damage to all allies whenever the enchanter is hit. That's cool. But Divine Machine is obscene. Alright, we've got a Vagrant. If I see another Ranger go by, I might switch the Vagrant out for it, I say, as I get another one of those. I don't actually know if there are any others. Roger, level 2. Working on the rest. Let's see. Games with turn-based combat or similar are usually much longer, which is fun. Kinda depends. Like, I brought up Persona earlier. I have very limited desire to play more Persona games in terms of raw gameplay. Like, if I were to play them, I would probably play it with cheats, just to, like, speed through the combat. Because it's fun for the, like, I want to say the first maybe 2 palaces, or whatever the dungeons are called, and then it's just like, I think it was palaces in the 5th one, I don't remember what it was called in the 4th. But, I don't know, it just quickly becomes quite dull in a way that I'm not super interested in dealing with. Oh, do we want to actually switch out the Chronomancer to get the Fairy? That would give us some extra healing effectiveness, more healing, and a damage bonus. Yeah, let's do that. Just gonna end up maxing... Oh, there it is. I said I was gonna max out the Vagrant in the end, but then we just got the replacement we were looking for. Okay, how are we doing? Money-wise. Let's not go for another reroll. I'm pushing it a little bit. Bad guys in Persona are just comically easy. At first you're raging, and then you just kind of get used to it. I don't know. I was pretty cool with how well written the villains were. And, like, realistically, I don't want to say, like, the older you get, the more you realize that, like, holy shit, this is actually super realistic. But it does kind of feel like it sometimes. As tacky as it is to say. Yeah, I think the Fairy is the right choice, especially if we can get level 3 for it. That attack speed is super good. But it's like, I absolutely would just play a Persona version that is just a visual novel. Let's see. We don't want Priest. Not this one. We did Priest last time. Hey, level 3 Archer. It's a level 3. Ricochets off walls, which is nice. Let's see, and I'll wait. I've never played Persona. They're very good, but make sure you have a lot of time to really invest into them. But no, I like my games short nowadays. Short, sweet, to the point, and very, very satisfying. If it's gonna be long, it's gotta be something that I can kind of pick up and put down, like, whenever. Like, I'm still recording Bloons. I haven't streamed it in a while. But Bloons is kind of one of those games where I can just, like, load it up and play an episode every, like, day or 2 or 3 or something like that. You know, just sit down and play for, like, 2 hours and just have a good time with it. Generally, the expert maps are kicking my ass. I hate them dearly. There we go. This is a really solid build. Let's see. Knockback Force, Berserking, or Blessing. Ooh. Let's go for the Blessing. Just to keep alive. Okay, level 2 Fairy. Level 2 Dual Gunner. Archer's maxed. I really should try a Forcer build at some point. I feel like that would be really interesting. Hey, level 3 Hunter. I really got to do a Conjurer build at some point too, but very much not this one. Summons 3 pets and the pets ricochet off walls at walls once. Ooh. Oh shit. Level 3 Corruptor. Spawn 3 small critters if the Corruptor hits an enemy. Yeah, the level 3s on some of these are insanely strong. Just gonna take a while to get to them. Alright, it's fine. The other games that are kind of mechanically deep in terms of, like, how long you play, anything that is multiplayer. Playing with friends instantly makes a game 1,000 times more fun. in terms of, like, longevity and me wanting to stick around. Okay. Gosh, I hope we get that explosive arrow perk. We'll be in a very happy spot if I do. Ow. Oh, those greens are mean. People are bringing up Deep Rock Galactic. Yeah. I want my brother to hustle on getting Windows on his computer. As soon as he does, I'm gonna buy him a copy of Deep Rock, and we're gonna hopefully play a bunch together. Stormweaver actually would be really good with this build. Unfortunately, I don't think I'd want to sack anything for it, but boy... I could see that being extremely strong. Yeah, so how do you play this game? It's extremely it looks extremely simple. So the actual gameplay is just left and right. Like, all I can do is steer. There's no general mechanical complexity to the movement. The main thing is just avoiding damage as much as possible. And also picking a good build. Another level in Cannoneer. Okay, another level in Cannoneer. Perfect. Symmetrical colors you have now is very satisfying. Totally unintentional, too, if you believe it. Wow. I am beastly. Look at this build! The knockback on the Hunter and... was it the Barrager? Like, both of those are obscene. Let's see. Curses apply Doom. When 4 Doom instances are reached, they deal 200 damage. Oh, that's neat. We're gonna do, Ouroboros technique, though. Alright, another level on the Corruptor. Gonna take a while before I get that anywhere. There we go. Let's see. Why don't you talk about your videos metrics a lot? How do your solo videos do compared to if Shell's there? Absolute mixed bag. Shell, whenever it's Shell and myself, more engagement. Whenever it's me, slightly more views, but I think a lot of that just has to do with game choice more than anything else. Boy, I have become unassailable. Woo! Okay, this got good. Oh, look at these hunters that I don't need. And clerics, there's another fairy, though. Spin to win! Murder snack. Yeah, Ouroboros is strong, especially when combined with knockback. Knockback and homing. Oh. Lost one of them. That said, I'm committed. I have a need for speed. Okay, so far so good. This is ridiculous. Alright, we good. Well, none of these are helpful. Damn. This is trash. Alright, well, we'll see how it goes. So, realistically, spinning like I did is probably not actually that safe of an idea. Sometimes it's necessary, though. I guess what I should do... Let's see. What I should almost do is just kind of zigzag a bunch. Yeah, that works better. Because this way, I'm not quite static. At least I'm not completely static, which makes this a lot easier. It's also a lot easier when no green beans show up. The green beans are the spookiest variety. Oh! Those piercing, those knockback barrages are obscene! Alright. Ugh. Go Crucio, just because. Alright. Next level on Cannoneer. Next level on Corruptor. Don't care about Carver. What do I need the most? Dual Gunner, ideally. But we're not so lucky here. We'll see how it goes. We're almost done. And if we're incredibly lucky... Let's see. If we're incredibly lucky, what I will manage to do is actually get... I mean, Cannoneer up to level 3 would be insane. Dual Gunner, I mean, just one or two other level 3s would just put me in such a happy place. Fairy, I think, actually would be kind of the secret MVP. Because my Cleric can't heal anybody to full, but it can heal everybody kind of generally back up. I was really hoping I could get the Infestor up to maximum. That would have been obscene, just in terms of, like, every single time it hits, it summons more. But alas, and oh well. I don't know, maybe Spin to Win just does work. I'm just a fortress of gun. Now, does New Game Plus 2 give me another segment? I hope so. I feel like just letting you go nuts. Like, if you get to the point where you're on New Game Plus 10 and your snake is just, like, the Omni Wizard Archer, like, go for it. Well, you know, I said it'd be great to get Cannoneer at level 3 and Fairy level 3. Perfect. Showers the area hit in 7 additional cannon shots that do 24 AoE damage. So, last thing would be... Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Corruptor up. Barrager would have actually been really solid. But I guess we'll just have to hope for maybe Dual Gunner. We've got a little bit before we run out, too, which is nice. We're stuck on New Game Plus, it's so hard. Fair enough. Boy, those bonus cannon shots are goofy. Oh, they're good. This build has got so many legs. Like, every single one of these parts is just top tier. Look at him! Just absolute smackage right now. My only regret is that I didn't get the explosive arrow perk. I was really hoping that would show up. I would love to see the perk system get a mild overhaul in this game. Mainly just because I'd love to be able to re-roll it. Like, I almost wish that for every new game plus you get a re-roll on perks. So if it's something that you specifically are not interested in, you know, a perk built for mages when you're rolling not mages. Okay, we've got an elite. Let's see, that's the next level. Barrager, there's Dual Gunner maxed out. So every 5th attack shoots in rapid succession for 2 seconds. Boy, I was not expecting to max out this hard. Barrager. See if I get really lucky here. Okay. We got one more, I think. Perk that grants more segments. That actually would be really cool. Okay, so we definitely took some damage on that one, but we shredded them. See, like, these are completely useless. I guess I'll grab Payback, but, like, Flying Daggers, I don't have rogues. Or mages. Some level of specific control over it being like, oh yeah, you've got, or like a weighting system. So it's like, oh, you've got Forcers, Healers, and Rangers. Let's make sure that you see those perks first and foremost. So close. Come on, give me one more Barrager. Yeah, we need a Corruptor. Barrager! There we go! Alright, so all we have left is the Corruptor, and chances of finding 4 more pieces of Corruptor pretty low. Is 25 the last boss? Still? I'm going to assume as such. Yeah, we found one more segment. It's okay. Hello, boss. Goodbye, boss. Okay. Release more games this year, so stay tuned. Oh. Oh, no. Even more Snake.